Hey everyone, welcome to Diving In This Week, episode 5. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. So the biggest event in wrestling, Wrestlemania 36, happened this past weekend. And honestly, it was so great. It had over 14 million tweets during the time Wrestlemania is going on. But did you folks notice something? Let's take a look.
History to put her stamp on her leg.
Just stop this maniac Otis. He was counting. And now Ziggler caught. Oh, whoa, my God. And it's Randy Orton here at this unique WrestleMania. All went for the Claymore. Heyman warned Lesnar. And now Lesnar.
That's right. There was absolutely no one in the audience. WrestleMania 36 that happened this weekend was pre-taped without an audience. Now I know with COVID-19 it wasn't possible for WrestleMania to have huge crowds. However, there was a lot of mixed reaction on Twitter. A lot of folks loved the fact that WWE was able to put up a show for us to watch at home during these times, while others really hated the fact that WWE put the superstars as well as put the media through this at this time and would have preferred it to be postponed. My take, I feel like they did a really good job, especially with a Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse match, which was shot in a cinematic version, which is something WWE usually doesn't do. So this made WWE break the shell and actually bring out something they haven't done before. However, after watching everything, we all realized that the most important thing about the WWE event are the fans. And here are some favorite fan reactions we could have gotten at this WrestleMania. Hey, there's always next WrestleMania, right? Now the next story is a little bit concerning. Apparently, Google is sharing Canadian locations to the government. Here, let's take a look. So what does this mean exactly? Now the government is taking necessary steps for this pandemic to blow over. They're taking anonymous aggregated data to show how many people are at various places at a certain time. Now a lot of people have conflicting thoughts about this. I am totally on board if they're using our data to flatten the curve and if this whole scenario helps us blow over this pandemic. But how sure can we be that they're actually using our data just for COVID-19? Next up, we have something that's been blowing up a lot recently. Shane Dawson recently released a video about Dasani bottled water. Now, you folks might wanna think twice before buying Dasani bottled water.
Reviewing Dasani Water.
Dasani Water.
Dasani.
Dasani Water, right? Dasani, you know what I'm talking about.
I can't believe I'm touching this right now. This basically feels like I'm touching a piece of shit, but whatever. At least I'm not touching the water. That was fucking disgusting. Oh my god.
This thing tastes like pure acid. It doesn't taste good.
If you want to tell me you don't love me, give me a bottle of Dasani water because you're telling me that you just don't care. And
Now Dasani adds magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, and salt to tap water. Now why would Dasani do that? Because salt acts as a drying agent. What does that mean? You get more thirsty after drinking Dasani water. Means you drink more of Dasani water, and that will drive up Dasani's sales. Now this brings us to the question, is this okay? Tampering with basic necessities such as water for our own profit? Let me know in the comments below. Now we've heard of different conspiracy theories, such as the fake moon landing, which was, in my opinion, not fake, the flat earth theory, which I don't even know where to begin, but the next one is happening on current events. In January, 2 phones blew up in the UK, which led to people believing that 5G network is aiding in the spread of coronavirus. Now there are 2 theories surrounding this conspiracy. One, that 5G networks actually weaken the immune system that makes it more susceptible to catching the coronavirus. And number 2, that 5G network, which are basically radio waves, is helping in the spread of the coronavirus. Scientists have commented on this. 1, your immune system can be at jeopardy by a couple of things. 1, not having a good balanced diet, feeling tired one day, but it's nowhere susceptible to catching a virus. Secondly, 5G radio waves are very tiny radio waves that do not affect the immune system of a person. The present COVID-19 epidemic is caused by a virus that is spread by human interaction, by wet droplets, by sneezes, by coughing. Electromagnetic waves are very different from virus. They're as different as chalk and cheese. It's comparing 2 absolutely different things and in no way can be transmitted by radio waves. We reach a special segment on our episode which I like to call Deep Dive.
There is another fight brewing with the U.S. after reports hundreds of thousands of medical-grade masks bound for Ontario were held up at the U.S. border.
That, of course, is a two-way street. Both countries benefit from this, and both countries would lose out if hurdles were to be put in the way of that flow of healthcare support between our 2 countries.
As you saw from that video, Trump and the White House have ordered 3M to stop exporting their masks to anywhere around the world except America. Now this puts 3M under a lot of pressure because various countries are asking for these masks during this COVID-19 pandemic. Healthcare officials all over the world are actually facing a lot of shortages on these face masks, and they are concerned that if they do catch the coronavirus, they won't be able to help folks who actually have coronavirus to flatten the curve.
Can you clarify? Last night, this order came from Trump to 3M company to cease their exports to Canada, and you've talked about how valuable it is. But have you, since then, put in a call to the president? Do you have one planned today? And you said it would be a mistake, but it's a done deal, is it not?
3M has indicated that it understands how important it is to continue with delivering on orders to places like Canada, because there is much trade that goes back and forth in essential services, and it could end up hurting Americans as much as it hurts anybody else. That is the point that we are making very directly and have been making for many days now to various levels of the American administration, and that message is getting through. We continue to be confident that we're going to receive the necessary equipment. We understand that there are pressures across our healthcare systems in various regions on the dwindling supplies. That's why we are working so hard to ensure that we get the right supplies to them in the right amount of time. We've seen a number of Canadian companies stepping up their productions, which will be flowing soon. We're also receiving more shipments from places around the world. We will do everything we can to ensure that no part of Canada goes without essential supplies in facing this pandemic.
3M also went out and commented the fact that putting such implications on a company could actually backfire on the US. Now, Trump made a comment about this situation. Let's take a look.
Because of my actions under the DPA, I can also announce today that we have reached an agreement, very amicable agreement with 3M for the delivery of an additional 55.5 million high-quality face masks each month, so that we're going to be getting, over the next couple of months, 166.5 million masks for our frontline healthcare workers. So the 3M saga ends very happily.
A country like America should be supporting 3M in making sure that they reach their mass production needs so that they can be exported throughout the world. At this time, we all should be helping out each other, and by Trump and the White House putting pressure on 3M, actually makes it a much more severe situation. So that's it for episode 5 of Diving In This Week. We'll see you next week. Obviously, like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know how I can make your week better.